Throughout prehistory, there were a variety of reptiles closely related to crocodilians, referred to as crocodylomorphs. Perhaps one of the strangest and cutest was Simosuchus clarki, a small, herbivorous, pug-nosed crocodylomorph. Simosuchus was a member of Nodosuchia, a clade of terrestrial crocodylomorphs that were common in the southern hemisphere during the later half of the Mesozoic era. Simosuchus' fossils are from the Maevarano Formation in Madagascar, which was formed during the very end of the late Cretaceous period. Named in the year 2000, its genus name translates to pug-nosed crocodile, in reference to how its blunt snout resembles that of a pug. Its species name, clarki, is in honor of the paleontologist James M. Clark for his research into the evolutionary relationships of crocodylomorphs. Between various specimens, Simosuchus' anatomy is rather well known. Overall, it looked like a combination of a crocodile, an ankylosaur, and a pug. Since it was the product of natural selection, rather than the sick whims of primates, it could breathe properly. Like pugs, its body was broad, compact, and small. Simosuchus was only 0.75 meters long, in part because its stocky tail was proportionately shorter than in most other crocodylomorphs. Simosuchus' namesake feature, its pug-like head, was short and wide. It bore various bony ornamentations which, given the variation within specimens, are thought to have been used for display. While named after pugs, its short, broad skull was in many ways more similar to those of ankylosaurid dinosaurs. Among herbivores, such broad snouts are indicative of non-selective feeders who eat large amounts of poor quality foliage, as opposed to those with narrow snouts, who are more selective in what vegetation they eat. Simosuchus is known to have been a herbivore due to its clove-shaped teeth, which are similar to those of herbivorous ankylosaurs and are well adapted for grinding up plant matter. While short, the legs of Simosuchus were robust compared to those of other crocodylomorphs, with attachment points for strong leg muscles. The legs of Simosuchus were held in a semi-erect position. While this is not that different from modern crocodilians, the legs of most other Nodosuchians were fully erect. Simosuchus' forelimbs were also longer than the hind limbs, which may have helped it to browse higher foliage than would have otherwise been available. Likewise, the forefeet were also larger than the hind feet. Tipped with large claws, these may have been potent weapons against predators. Its strong, robust claws and limbs were also conductive for digging, as was its shovel-shaped head, which had attachment points for powerful neck muscles. Digging would have both allowed it to find roots and to create burrows. Such burrows would have provided safety from predators and have aided in thermoregulation like in modern crocodilians. However, its primary defense was likely its extensive armor. Like crocodilians and ankylosaurs, its body was covered by osteoderms, bony tissue attached to the skin. While osteoderms are a common trait in crocodylomorphs, the extent of the armor in Simosuchus was far greater than normal, closer to that of ankylosaurs and aedosaurs. The osteoderms encased its back, belly, and tail. Even its limbs had extensive amounts of armor, highly unusual for a crocodylomorph, and likely why it reverted to a semi-sprawling gait. Simosuchus was far from the only Nodosuchian that was a herbivore. Plant-eating Nodosuchians were fairly common during the Cretaceous period, especially in the south. These included Armadillosuchus, Chimaerosuchus, and Pachysuchus. Simosuchus itself differs considerably from other Nodosuchians. Even the skull has 45 unique features. The only fossils of a similar Nodosuchian are from limited fossils in India. The reason Simosuchus is so unique is due to its biogeography. While the continents had been united at the start of the Mesozoic era, by the time Simosuchus was alive, 67 million years ago, Madagascar had been separated from the rest of the world for over 20 million years, giving it a long time to evolve in isolation. Even though they lived at the same time, Simosuchus would have never seen Tyrannosaurus rex, Triceratops, or the other classic dinosaurs that lived in North America at the very end of the Cretaceous period. As India was the last landmass to break away from Madagascar, it is little surprise that it is the only location with fossils of a Simosuchus-like species. During this time, Madagascar was a highly seasonal floodplain, shifting from swamps to a semi-arid climate throughout the year. Among the fossils at the Maevarano Formation are teeth of what may have been an ankylosaur, meaning that Simosuchus possibly lived alongside a member of the group it was so convergent with. Other fauna Simosuchus coexisted with included the titanosaur sauropod Rhapatosaurus, the giant horned frog Belizebulfo, the small theropod Masciascosaurus, the fellow crocodylomorphs Araripesuchus tessengatsegia, and Maedanasuchus, and of course, the apex predator Majungasaurus. The isolation of Simosuchus's native Madagascar produced a bizarre and unique fauna, which remains true today due to its continued isolation. In this regard, Simosuchus was right at home. Overall, despite its small size, Simosuchus clarki was an amazing creature, and one that showed the impressive diversity of Crocodylomorpha. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something interesting. Have a great day, and if you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button.